so easy to spend money on food. It's so easy to spend money on gifting others. How come it's so hard to spend money on your goals? 2025, I want a Lamborghini. Why? The time is now. Right now. No more waiting, no more excuses. You need to start now. Hello, my name is Lana. I go by 100% Lana, and I'm a full-time singer, songwriter, and content creator. So, I'm starting YouTube. I love being an artist, but as a Christian woman, I know that my purpose is much bigger than being an artist. No shade, but I just feel like being an artist is a lot of me, I. And I just want my purpose to be bigger than that. I want to motivate, I want to inspire, and I really just want to be a big sister, honestly. I know that I am going to be making music for the rest of my life, whether it's professionally or just for fun, but I know that there are other things that the Lord wants me to do. So today, I was obedient, I picked up the camera, and I'm gonna film this video. So I'm tired of feeling stuck, and I feel like a lot of you are too. So I just really wanted to get on here and talk about how to really achieve your goals. I'm just gonna let you know right now, I'm not gonna BS you. I'm not gonna say, you need to wake up at 5 a.m., you need to make a to-do list and get all those goals done. I'm not gonna tell you that. I'm just gonna be real and just talk about things that have helped me and the things that I've applied to my life. Some of them are really recent and some of them have just clicked. This hasn't always been my mindset. I am going to speak on the things that I've had to learn over time. So there's going to be ups and downs, but if you don't stop, then you don't fail. Which is point number 1. Do not stop. Back in 2022, I went to Atlanta. I'm from San Diego. I went to Atlanta to record an album for 2 weeks. I thought this was going to shift my career. Like, I thought this was going to be the moment that I made it, right? That didn't happen. I ended up losing a lot of money. Me and my family ended up losing a lot of money.
I got to pull this out of you. So what grimy stuff happened? I want to know.
Man. All right.
If you could talk about it.
All right. So I'm just going to tell the truth. All those songs.
Please tell the truth.
All those song snippets and stuff that I put on my Instagram, I'm probably not going to drop those because I went out there. Look, like, I had to pay going out there. I had to pay, like, the songwriters and engineers and all that stuff. And they made it clear that we were going to do splits. When I got back home, I got to pay, like, I can only drop the song if I go through their marketing plan, which is $100K. Like, bro.
100,000. So
Yeah.
you got to pay them. So hold on. Let me think. So you had to pay to go there. You had to pay them.
Yes.
In order to drop the song after you paid them to produce the song, you got to pay them 100,000.
Right, for the marketing plan. Which if I would have signed to the album, which was, bro, that was only like 700K or something like that. Like, I would have, like, come on now, that lasts. We're in inflation, like, that's not gonna last, like, to be honest. And
that's
boom,
crazy.
that goes like 100K out of that 700K, you know?
Right.
And then so then we were like, no, we don't want to go through you for the marketing plan. Like, what else? Like, can we get the songs? And then it turned into, oh, you need to pay for the beats, even though we're doing splits with the beats. That's what was understood, and that's what was communicated when we were all out there. The experience there was great.
Right.
It wasn't until I came home that I found out it was all like,
dang.
I wasn't able to drop any of the songs that I had worked on because I didn't sign to a record label. Mind you, I never agreed to sign to a record label. So it was just really unfair. What happened after that was I ended up just throwing a pity party and was like, Lord, is this not what you want me to do? Maybe this isn't my purpose because it's not working. And I thought that since it wasn't coming easy and that things were not going how I expected them to go, that this wasn't my purpose anymore because of one inconvenience. Mind you, it was a major inconvenience, but I ended up letting that really stop me. When I was out in Atlanta, my Instagram engagement was crazy because people from my city were like, what's going on? What is she doing? I was getting tagged in different things. I also had a really big show coming up with other major artists, so I had some traction going for myself. things were going really good. But when things didn't go good, I just dropped the ball. Like, literally dropped the ball. I didn't make music for 6 months. I stopped making music for 6 months. And then I realized I didn't make music for 6 months, and I took an even longer break. I didn't make music for the rest of the year. So I ended up picking up the pieces and redeeming myself. That's when I came out with my album called Here to Stay. It was just me kind of wanting to say sorry to my supporters, because I've had people who have been supporting me for years. Like, I started making music I've been making music all my life, but I started posting on Instagram when I was a teenager, so like 13, 14. I've had people that have been supporting me since then, and I feel like I really let them down when I just dropped the ball. But now, looking back, I just know that if I wouldn't have stopped, if I would have used it as fuel instead of like an excuse to not chase my dream anymore, then I know I could have gotten farther. I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm not going to live in the past, but I just know for a fact that if I wouldn't have stopped, I wouldn't have failed. My next point kind of relates to what point number 1, which is like other factors affecting your goals. It's just to do it yourself. As a Christian, I'm not saying that you do not need people, because that does not align with God's word at all. Especially the more successful you are, you're going to need a team. So you're going to need people in your life. But your goals and your dreams should not depend on others. I have a big brother. His name is Shadi G. He's been a drummer for a long, long time. He's been in the music scene for a long, long time. So he's seen artists like come and go. We're just having a casual table discussion. And he was talking to me and other artists, just being motivational and stuff. And something that I'll never forget he said is, "You have an iPhone." So what he was referring to is he meets so many artists who have done it themselves and who have just done it, you know what I mean, made a way, and others who are like, "I'm trying to get here, but nobody's helping me. Nobody helped me get here. Nobody's helping me. Nobody's helping me." And he responded by saying, "You have an iPhone." That goes into my next point. You have to want it. If you really want it, you are going to make a way. I started my career myself. I went on Instagram and I started posting song covers. This is before I started releasing my own music or showing like my songwriting skills. I always knew I wanted to be a singer ever since I was younger. And ever since I got the okay from my mom to be on social media, I started singing song covers and posting them. And that ended up opening so many different opportunities for me. I ended up meeting a man from Bad Boy Records when I was 13 years old. And he was like, you could really be an artist. Yeah, that just changed my life. I started rapping on Instagram and things just started opening up. Because I just used my resources. And I wanted it so bad. Every Christmas, I didn't ask for a bunch of like makeup and clothes and stuff. The things I've been asking for since I was younger was music equipment. Of course, my parents were responsible. They didn't give it to me until I was like a junior in high school. We went to Guitar Center. We didn't have that much money at the time. So we were like, what's the best, cheapest beginner mic? And they gave me a podcast mic, and I made do with that mic. I dropped a lot of songs on SoundCloud with that mic. I got upgraded and got an interface and stuff, and I just kept going and kept going and kept going. And you just have to do that with your goals. If you want something really badly, you're going to make a way. My next point is to take risk. In order to really get your goals, you're going to have to sacrifice a few things, and you're going to have to take some risk. So I ended up landing my pretty much dream job straight out of high school. I was actually referred to through Instagram. Because of my videos that I posted on Instagram, someone from my job found me and asked me to go. So it's a nonprofit organization. for young creative kids, and I barely made it. Like, it was a couple of months before I graduated high school, and it's for high schoolers only. And I was able to go, and I didn't want to do anything but learn how to get better. I recorded myself at home, so when I found out that there was audio engineering and stuff, the first thing I wanted to do was make a beat. I didn't know how to make beats at the time, and all the other people in my class were like, oh, I want to record, and I was like, teach me how to make a beat. Teach me how to make a beat. But anyways, I'm getting off topic. So I worked at that job for 5 years. They ended up hiring me as an intern, and then from an intern I became a student instructor, artist mentor, where I taught people how to write songs, make beats, and record themselves. And I loved that job. I ended up getting paid really good at that job. But this year, I got redirected by God. And I know it was God. There was no good reason for me to leave that job, other than God telling me that I really need to focus on my music. Which is weird, because I feel like for me, your dreams can sometimes be selfish ambitions. But God couldn't have, like, showed me any clearer. Like, the way I was getting sick back to back to back at that job, the way I was getting stressed out. I love that job. No shade to the job. This is just me. The way I was getting stressed out, the way I was getting too, like, emotionally involved to where I didn't want to do music anymore, it was like, okay, it's time for a change. That job definitely blessed me and definitely gave me the confidence I needed to be where I am today. So I'm forever grateful for that job, and forever grateful for the opportunities that it gave me, and the many lessons that it taught me. I am a full-time artist, and I'm trying to be a full-time content creator. And yeah, I'm going for it. I'm taking the risk. Ever since I decided that I was going to leave, so I ended up giving my notice 5 months in advance. Ever since I opened my mouth and said, I am not going to be working here in 5 months, God just started shooting blessings at me. That's the only way I could explain it. I was gonna say blessings started falling in my lap, but no, he was like, rah, rah, rah. Like, so many different things happened within, like, I think within the week. Things just started working in my favor as soon as I opened my mouth and said, I'm going to do music full time. And that's just the power of taking risks. I gained so much more confidence in myself ever since I left. My faith has grown so much stronger, because faith is the only reason why I left my job that was paying salary. I like nice things, guys, so for me to give up making money, hard. And I'm somebody who I feel validated through, like, working in task. Like, when I tell you the first day that I was a free woman and didn't have my 9 to 5, I had so much anxiety. Like, I was like, okay, let's just go to the gym and then figure out how to work through this, because oh my gosh, I was so anxious. I was like, bruh, like, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go work at Jack in the Box. Like, I told my mom, like, I'm gonna go get a job, like, at Jack in the Box, like, because I can't not work. And she's like, you might as well go back to your job if you're gonna work, like, don't get distracted. So you just have to take risk. And when I tell you, things have just been going really great for me. I'm currently on a contract right now, a artist development contract, probably the best contract I could ever be offered in my life, and things are just going really, really, really great. So you got to take that risk. I was also on the phone with my grandma last week, and this honestly was confirmation. God just be winking. Like, it was a wink from God. Like, he was like so my grandma is an interior designer, so she works for herself, and she said, when I started my interior design company, I was talking to this guy about it, and he had told her, why can't you just work a job like a normal person? And she told him, the reason why you have a job is because somebody had a dream. And that, I was like, And she barely told me this last week. And that was just confirmation from God, you know what I mean? Going back to the job that I was working at, it was a beautiful job. It was a blessing to be at that job. It paid good, but not only that, it felt good. But it was somebody else's dream. I'm not saying God has greater things for me. Like, I'm not saying it like that, but that's not the only thing God wanted me to do. That job existed because the owner had a dream. And his dream was able to bless so many people, including me. And yeah, you have to take risk for your goals. Especially when it comes to money. That's really, really hard. It's so easy to spend money on food. It's so easy to spend money on gifting others. How come it's so hard to spend money on your goals? How come it's so hard to invest, $50 in marketing, but you'll go spend that at McDonald's? How come it's so easy to buy a $300, $1,000 bag, but when it comes to $50 in marketing towards your post, you know what I mean? All of a sudden it's like, oh, I don't know if I should. You need to take risk. You really need to take risk. I'm still uncomfortable. I like having a routine. I like having a job. I like making money all the time. So this is really hard for me. This is really hard for me. But it's just fuel to push me. There's no reason why I shouldn't be working towards my goals. Your dreams need to be your own. Your goals need to be your own. If you just say, okay, 2025, I want a Lamborghini. Why? Why do you want a Lamborghini? Have you been wanting a Lamborghini since you were a kid? Or were you on Instagram the other day and see someone with a Lamborghini and decided, okay, I'm going to get a Lamborghini? I'm just going to tell you right now, if your goals do not align with your identity, they're not going to come as natural to you, and you're not going to want them that bad. Ever since I was a kid, you can look at my old homework assignments from kindergarten where we had like career day and stuff, and we had to say like what we wanted to be when we grew up. It was always, I want to be a singer. I don't just consider myself a singer, but I always knew that I was going to do some type of music. I have always known. I was in a band in middle school. I always sang in all the talent shows. I participated in all the talent shows. I never get stage fright. I mean, sometimes I get a little bit nervous, but I've never gotten stage fright ever since I was a kid. I was 4 years old, 5 years old, kindergarten talent show, singing my heart out because I knew that that's what I wanted to do. That's the gift that God gave me. And it just came natural because it's my dream. It's my goals. It's mine. You really just need to be yourself, and I feel like things will just come naturally. Your goals will come naturally. Even your vision board, like the things that you put on your vision board need to be authentic. I know you're probably tired of hearing that word. I am too. But they need to be authentic. Which goes into my next point, and that is create before you consume. I love a good podcast. I love watching YouTube and getting inspired. I think it's dope to get inspired. You don't need to first thing in the morning watch a podcast, or first thing in the morning watch a motivational video, or first thing in the morning scroll on your phone and see something that influences you or affects you. That's something that I'm trying to learn how to do because it causes comparison, whether you want to admit to it or not. I thank you guys once again for watching. I really enjoyed making this video. YouTube is definitely something that I've always wanted to do, so I'm just really happy that I finally just pushed myself to do it. And I hope that you guys stay along for this journey. I know that the quality is going to get better. I know that my content is going to get better. I know that I'm going to eventually learn how to talk on camera because it's really hard to talk on camera without stuttering. But I know that, yeah, it's going to get easier, and I hope that you can just stay along for the journey. And yeah, I hope y'all have a beautiful rest of the year. Will I upload before the year ends? I don't know. But I feel like this was a perfect video to end 2024. And yeah, let's go into 2025 together. Like I said, please like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one.